Welcome, guys. We are live here again, Monday, and we are going to be looking into ETFs, uranium ETFs, gold ETFs, overall markets ETFs, and so on. As always, like, subscribe, comment, do your thing, and as always, this is not financial advice. This is just how I see the markets, and if you agree or disagree, that's totally up to you guys. Let's dive into the business here. We're starting out with SIL, silver. Great week last week. I will add to this. The Friday was very encouraging, up 5%, give or take. And looking at the weekly candle, it is actually not too bad. It's still very early. There's still tons of resistance to go through before we can become a lot more bullish. But still, back into this blue. I want to maybe zoom in here a tiny bit. The blue squeeze right here. Major long-term tail or wick on that one. And again, if we can get above the blue upper trend line from that squeeze, that's beautiful. You can also see here I want to show you why we have so much resistance to go through. We have the 30 weekly right here. We have this very long-term 2-year long golden trend line, which comes up. But I think when we take that one out, that could be the start of something big for the gold and silver miners, but still very early stages. But last week was very promising. And again, I think silver looks very spiky. Gold is close to all-time highs, close to breaking out even. So maybe we are at that point in time. Same thing for SILJ. Same, but a bit different blue squeeze there. We are back into the wedge. Major huge wick. And the lows held here from 2022 September. So yeah, definitely one bullish candlestick here. But again, we have to convert it this week or next week to confirm this candlestick. So I'm very excited for this week to come. The gold miners looks better. This is the GDX. We took out this blue bull flag right there, getting above some major key horizontal levels here at 28.8. And again, hammer candle here, long wick to the downside, beautiful. Again, 30 weekly as resistance. But then I think for now, we should have some more upside. And the gold stocks definitely looks better right now compared to the silver stocks. Again, that makes sense. Gold often leads, then silver follows. The same thing for the miners very often. What's look even better is the juniors, the gold juniors. You can see here, I want to show you. Also look at the volume, by the way, just noted it here, roughly 2x of the average. Blue squeeze coming down here, and we are now above 30 weekly. It's just above here again, but look how close we are from a major breakout. In the gold juniors, we are at 35 now, and we only need to go to roughly 40. Still, that's some way to go, I agree, but we have taken out that resistance zone here, the blue one, and now could be the time where we are going higher again, pointing to that gold is going probably to break out here within a month, 2, 3, having that fourth touch at the all-time high of 2075, give or take. Uranium on the weekly. Actually, I was a bit surprised of this bullish green candle because during the week, especially Friday, was a nasty close, but still major bullish candle here. And we're still above our green support zone. We have the 30 weekly coming up. We have done all the hard work here. That is the hard work really, and taking out these highs. And now we're just back testing the highs. And in my view, probably going higher. We could be in for an ABC move. I also discussed that in the video for the Australian ETF video that we could be in for yet another leg down. Again, we have this green uptrend that needs to hold, and for now it does. So yeah, let's see. Same thing. I won't go into much detail. URNM here. Breaking out bullish consolidation right here. 30 weekly coming up. So fine. Same thing again here. A bit different take, but still the juniors, the uranium juniors still bullish consolidation. We have our green uptrend here. 30 weekly here. So again, when we get above that all-time, the IPO levels out here at roughly 23, I think the next time we will go way higher. So doesn't look too bad. Tan here, getting a big bounce last week. We were very stretched from the 30 weekly. We didn't quite touch the green trend line down here, and that's actually where I will be waiting if we get that bounce down to the green one. If we get there, that is a beautiful entry. But as you can see, this was the COVID crash high, and we just dipped a bit below, and now we bounced up again here. So definitely getting into some levels where where tan solar could be a good investment. We still have the long term, very long term sideways, and we now have the 3 lower lows as well. So it is setting up for a potential buy here within the next 6 months or so. Maybe even 1 year, because the 30 week is coming down pretty hard. So it will take some time to do it. But again, we definitely have a major pivot low right here. You can also see the squeeze on the daily. That was the squeeze, and then bounced higher again. I'm not buying it at this point in time, but let's see. Hydrogen. You can see here that is a very well-defined downward channel here, and we're getting a bounce at the lower rail. That's beautiful. Again, when and if we get above at some point, at some point in time, I mean, then that's when you go very long. But also, you can also bottom fish right here, if that's what you're into. So so fan here, this is wind energy bouncing perfectly up from that lower golden trend line and the horizontal. So we had a major double support here, and we are finding a bid, which makes total sense. So yeah, wind energy is in a bit of a pickle here at the moment. You know, given all the news with the US and all major companies not being able to build these wind farms, but still getting bouncier from now. It would be very critical if we dip below that level. Obviously, then we're in for a lot more downside. But for now, a decent bounce here on the weekly, and we'll see how high it can go, really. We are now at this pivot low right there, so getting above would actually be ideal for a longer short-term run to the upside here for a fan. The banking sector, XLF, big green candle last week, and yeah, in order to turn bullish, you need to get above there. But it's funny how this big green candle came when the Dixie and the rates seems like topping out, or giving the job numbers and so on last week. So it seems like they're trying to that was the max pain threshold for the banks, and we are seeing a big weekly candle here today. But again, we haven't broken out, so it's still with the bearish mindset, in my view. Below we have bear flagging and so on, and the long term level to look for is roughly at 30. If we get below there, look out below. But for now, that is a big save for now. But let's see where we are going. But I do think also that rates have peaked here for now. The dollar has peaked for now, and that will definitely help the banks by not having their bonds go down the drain even more. So KRE, the regional banking sector, well-defined uptrend here. You can see it all the way there. And we are getting actually a decent bounce here. Same thing again, due to the rates and so on. You can also see that falling channel right there, and we broke out big time here. So we could actually be in for some bigger move here in the banking sector, to my surprise, really. But it is all due to the bonds, in my view. I mean, the rates going down, bonds going up, and that will save their balance sheets more or less. So yeah, let's see how far this can take us. Very interesting chart here. This is the XLRE, which is the real estate banking, the real estate sector. Look at this mighty squeeze right here, all the way down, and now we're teasing with a breakout. I'm not saying that we are, but again, major green candle last week. Why? Because rates are going down. That means that buying a house becomes less expensive. So yeah, let's see where we can go. But if we can get that breakout, then I think banking sector are saved. The real estate sector are saved for now. But let's see where we go. This is definitely a nice start, and you have the 30 weekly above, so still a lot of resistance to get through. But that is a green candle for sure, big green candle for sure. One of my favorite markets is the Brazilian market. Why? I want to show you. I think you have seen this many times before. Long-term golden channel coming down there from the 2011 peak, all the way down, well-defined. And now we're in this blue minor setup here. You have the highest there. You have it over here. And now we are actually coming down in a bull flag right here, and we're bouncing up from that. So I will start to be buying when we get above the blue and then the red. I will be a bit late. I will miss out of 10%, but I still think I will be more. I'm quite sure that it will break out, but I have to find that level way a long time ago. That is when I will be starting to adding into this ETF, holding it for a long term, a few years, paying roughly 10% dividend. Meanwhile, you're holding it. That's not too bad. So, okay, so my daughter just woke up. She's home 6 today. So if you can hear any noise in the background, that is her. I will go through the last one very quickly. Here we have the South Korean ETF with a very interesting bounce here at this support zone. Actually, it should be green, obviously, but still getting a bounce here at that support zone. Also, you know, emerging market does very well in a falling dollar, so we could be in for some upside here in this South Korean stock here. Excuse me, ETF. Still, the dividends are it's only 1%, so it doesn't really matter. But we are definitely getting a bounce at our defined support zone right here and now. But still, overall, the momentum is clearly down still. It has a lot of work to do before we can actually call it bullish. Here we have the Chinese still just grinding lower here still. And for me, I still think this is an inverted head and shoulders in the making, but we need the confirmation to get above that long-term blue neckline. You can still see here the somewhat well-defined range that we have. So we're at the lower side here. So I do expect that to get broken, and then we can go all the way up to the top here. Dividends is what, 2%, so yeah, negligible. So Nikkei here, good old Japan. We are going to the all-time high. Let's zoom out here. We are going to the all-time high, and then we will probably have a major correction. But you can see how it is defined now. We have it all in. So that is the triangle that I'm looking at here. So we're going to kiss the all-time high, and then we're probably having a deep correction. Yeah. Kospi here. This is the I can't remember the exact Korean. Excuse me. I think it is. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. You can correct me in the comments below. We are still in this massive uptrend here. Still massive here, but it's coming to an end, I think, at some point in time. And yeah, again, getting some bidding here while the dollar is correcting is totally by the books. But still, I do think that we could get an entry just below 2K. So yeah, let's see if that is the case. This is the Dow. Just look at the uptrend going all the way back. Jesus Christ! And people say that investing is risky. Not for the past 40 years, but that might come to an end. But still, I want to show you. For some reason, my lines are not here. But anyways, I just want to point out that weekly green candle right there last week touched the 30 weekly, and now we are here. So yeah, let's see if we can really get back above. We have that triangle there, and we're still below. So yeah, many people are calling for a major run here, and a lot of people are calling for a major rollover, and then we have a lot more downside. There are definitely merits to both of them, but still, last week's candle, very beautiful. And again, if the dollar tanks, or at least goes down from here in the next month or so, 2 months, then, and also together with rates, that is, I think, would ease some pressure to the markets. But I think overall, if you're looking 2 years out, I think the Dow and so on will be a lot lower than we are today. But I do think that we can have some sort of relief rally here. How high? I don't know. I think that's all I had for today. I can also hear my daughter is calling for me. So it was a different ETF list that I have. Normally I go through these with the XLE and XLF, COPEX and so on. But I try to have some of the major indexes in as well. Next time I will definitely go through our standard list. Hopefully the GDX and silver miners can do very well this week, because that is something that could have our focus very much here if silver can start to get above that 26, and gold is so close to getting above 2K, and then ultimately the all-time highs at $2,750. That's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave comments below to give your opinion, then we can have a discussion if you agree or not. Highly appreciate it. Have a great day, guys, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.